if you were swaying and singing along to that one like I was here in the studio. Just over 10 minutes until your 11 o'clock ABC News. I wonder if you've ever sent your friend a text message. Maybe that friend doesn't reply to your message all day. Instead of maybe thinking, oh, they're ignoring me, what is more important than me right now? Maybe you should give them the benefit of the doubt and think they might be busy or overwhelmed or haven't seen it yet or their phone's flat or something else. Give them a benefit of the doubt. When you check in later, you maybe find out that they were stuck in meetings or stressed or the kids were sick or something, but there was really no harm in it at all. Let's chat more about the benefit of the doubt with psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens. Good morning.
Good morning, Susan.
Oh, I probably do that to you sometimes, Dr. Jo. You might send me a text and I might forget to reply straight away. But what does giving someone the benefit of the doubt actually mean in everyday life? And sorry about that.
No, I don't think I've ever been concerned about it. So we've always offered each other the benefit of the doubt. And it speaks so much to what you were saying heading into this conversation. It's something that we can do when we don't have all the facts. And it recognises the fact that when we don't have all the facts, we often jump to a conclusion. So giving someone the benefit of the doubt really is, a kinder, more neutral way to respond to a situation until we're in a position to find out more of the facts. So rather than that jumping to the worst, which is, we've talked about it before, it's a natural human thing to do.
Yeah.
But the benefit of the doubt can be beneficial for that person and also for ourselves.
It's so true, because we might get ourselves a bit worked up and think, what's going on? Why aren't they replying? And your mind will tend to fill in those gaps and make assumptions.
Yeah, and we do that all the time. One of the best ways to see it, humans need to make sense of our world. So even if you watch the headlines of the news, we only get a very small snapshot of what's going on, and then we do fill in the gaps. We determine people's motives behind doing things or why something might have happened. So it makes sense that we do this in our own lives as well, and we probably do it more often than we actually realise.
So it could be beneficial for our own mindset and our relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. So certainly when it comes to ourselves, what happens is if we jump to a conclusion and it's typically we're feeling rejected or they don't like us or any of those sorts of things that we might commonly do, what that does in our own brain is triggers a stress response. So, of course, cortisol goes up, increased heart rate, increased tension, and let's say we do that a couple of times across our day, it puts us in that constant state of vigilance, it's a constant state of stress, it's generally not a helpful place for us to be, and then impacts our own well-being. And then, of course, if we have jumped to conclusions, then when we interact with that person, then all of a sudden they will be reacting to they may not be giving us the benefit of the doubt as to why we're reacting and responding the way we are.
Everything becomes a bit more loaded.
Absolutely, yeah. It elevates the tone for everyone, particularly the emotional tone, and the benefit of the doubt neutralises that feeling to some extent until we know a little bit more.
Yeah. Are there situations, though, where giving the benefit of the doubt is unhelpful or maybe unsafe even?
This is an important point to raise, because I think that if there is repeated behaviours, if people are engaging in behaviour that's not okay, so certainly in the cases of abuse or discrimination or constantly overstepping boundaries and so forth, then that is something that we need to deal with pretty quickly. So we need to have a healthy response. We need to seek support where we can. So it's not about acquiescing to everything that happens to us, but certainly there are many day-to-day situations where the benefit of the doubt will be helpful to both to us and the other people that we're interacting with.
Yeah. It's benefit of the doubt is different than excusing bad behaviour.
Yeah, absolutely. We can start in that place, but if it's a pattern, if we're seeing this repeatedly, and we do teach people how to treat us, so if it's unacceptable behaviour, then we probably need to do something, and we may need other people to help us to act on whatever that thing might be.
You're hearing from psychology consultant Dr. Jo Lukens. So how can people start shifting from jumping to conclusions to offering the benefit of the doubt?
Being aware of our thinking is the place to start, and noticing that we often tell ourselves, we've often talked about this, about the difference between the facts and the stories. The fact is that Susan hasn't replied to my text message as yet, so you started that one, so we'll go with that one.
We could use that, yeah.
The story is, if I think something, I think that there's something more sinister around that. So recognising the story, because sometimes, so what that would be, and let's stick with that instance, that I might say to myself, oh, I've noticed that I've just told myself it's because she doesn't think my story is important or something like that, making things up here, rather than going, there could be a whole range of reasons, a whole range of stories that might explain it. So once we recognise that we're telling ourselves a story rather than a fact, Susan doesn't like me would be the fact.
Yes.
So once I can differentiate between the facts and the stories, that's really helpful. But even just being mindful that our narrative, the stories we tell ourselves are simply that they're stories that may or may not be based in fact is a good place for us to start.
I can see that this would be beneficial in workplace environments, but also in family conversations where things might get inflated or worked up very easily and quickly.
Absolutely. Wherever there's emotional tone, which is most human interactions, and it's also when we have those really brief interactions with people. We go into a shop and we don't know what their morning has been.
Yeah.
We don't know that maybe something really stressful has happened for them just before we walked in the store. And then if they're a bit short with us, we might go, gee, they're rude.
Yes.
Well, maybe they're rude, or maybe they've just had a dreadful morning. And if we start with the benefit of the doubt, and then if they're repeatedly rude to us every time we go in there, then maybe we can get closer to a conclusion on that.
It's very interesting because I think even just thinking about giving the benefit of the doubt made me have a breath and then go, actually, yeah.
And I think that's what it offers is it's that mental pause.
Yes.
And because we are often very quick to react to situations rather than pausing and responding to a situation. And the thing is, when we constantly react, we're out of control.
Yes.
We surrender our control. So if we choose to respond, you choose to give the benefit of the doubt. That puts you in charge of what's happening in the conversation. So it's certainly for yourself, it's a more empowering place to be.
So it's a great little thing for people to pause and to think about how they can change that mindset and maybe build it as a habit of pausing first.
Absolutely. Just being aware of it to start with and thinking about what could be a situation today where I might give someone the benefit of the doubt, I might stop and I might think about it is a useful thing. And just as you said, notice how your body feels after you do that. So it gives you a bit more time to think, a bit more time for you to respond. So it's a really powerful thing that we can do.
Psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens, thank you very much. And I'll reply to your emails later on today.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you very much. You are on ABC Radio Queensland.